Yo, what's going on, guys? My name is Ryan. Today I'm going to be talking about Kraven the Hunter. Wanted to do a little in-car review. Haven't done a video a little bit in a while on the channel, so I wanted to talk about Kraven the Hunter. Everyone's been talking about this movie, and for bad reasons, because obviously this is coming after Madam Web, in which everybody hated that movie, and I think that movie was pretty bad. But to be honest, I think Kraven the Hunter is actually worse than Madam Web. Now, this stars Aaron Taylor-Johnson, Ariana DeBose, and Russell Crowe. It was directed by J.C. Chandor, which I've never seen any of his previous works. I'm not even going to even read you guys a plot for this, because the plot that's on IMDb, I mean, it really doesn't matter. This movie really doesn't have much of a plot, but I'll try to explain a little bit of what goes on in this movie. I'll first start off with the positives, and then I'll get into the plot. So my positives of this movie, which there's not many, is I do think that Aaron Taylor-Johnson, I do think he is someone that is very fit for this role. I think that he's someone that is a pretty decent actor. I haven't seen him in much, but I think that he did a pretty good job as actually being the character himself. He's really fit, and he's very athletic, and I think that for what he's given, despite the fact that he's not given a ton in this movie, I think he does a decent job. I think the action scenes in here, there are some fun little action scenes. A lot of them are really quick though, like 30 seconds, cut, next scene. There's blood in here, so rated R, that's pretty much why it's rated R, is because of the blood. And that's really all I can say that is positive. Now, going into my negatives, there is quite a bit for this movie. First off, the lighting in this movie is absolutely terrible at times. The movie is shot so dark, I actually had to ask my friend after watching this movie, is it just me or was this filmed really dark? And he agreed with me, and there's certain scenes where the movie is so dark that when they're actually in like a room talking, you can see kind of like these white specks, and it almost looks like the camera is kind of cloudy. It looks absolutely terrible. And even from the filming aspect to transitioning and editing, a lot of the scenes in here, the way that they're edited, you'll get like a quick action scene, next scene. I did like how the movie actually started off, because you have Kraven the Hunter, he's in a prison, and he breaks out. And I actually did like that scene, but then we go into a scene where we go into a flashback in which Kraven the Hunter is a young boy. He's with his brother, and he's with his father, played by Russell Crowe. He's a drug lord, and they are going hunting out in the Sahara Desert. And they have this flashback scene for like a good 20 to 25 minutes, which really like slowed down the momentum of the movie. And I just didn't really like how they really transitioned that. I think it was kind of a wasted space there, because it just kind of made the movie really, really prolonged. Russell Crowe. Now, Russell Crowe is terrible in this movie. His accent as this Russian crime lord, mob lord, whatever you want to call him, he's terrible in this. He's had 3 bad movies this year. This movie, The Exorcism, and also Sleeping Dogs. That was his other really bad movie as well. He was terrible in this. Ariana DeBose, man, she needs to fire her agent. She had this movie. She had House of Spoils, ISS. All those movies were not good at all. I feel bad for her, because she came off a West Side Story a few years ago. She was great in that. And now she's in all these roles in which I really think is not playing to her full potential. And I don't think that she does a bad job here, but her character felt very lifeless. And that's how I would describe this film overall. It's very lifeless. It's very dull, transitioning through different scenes. And by the way, she's supposed to be Kraven the Hunter's love interest, which to me, no, there's no love or chemistry between them whatsoever, between their scenes. I don't know, some of the directing in here and just how she's directed, you can tell that this director, I don't know if he just didn't have a vision for this, or like some of the scenes, like maybe they weren't edited very well. I don't know what the situation was, but something went down through the production of this, and obviously was delayed. And I just feel like she just wasn't directed very well. She definitely deserves to be in something better. The character who plays Rhino, his character is absolutely laughable. The final scene battle is so disappointing. And Rhino looks like one of the gargoyles from Hunchback of Notre Dame. It is absolutely laughable. He's got these pants that he's wearing, and I'm telling you, I was laughing during that scene, that final fight scene between him and Kraven the Hunter. It was just absolutely terrible. The story here, because there is some pacing issues, I would say, definitely pacing issues in this, I just feel like I never could get intrigued by this movie. I felt like I would get a cool action scene, but like from a story perspective, you have Kraven the Hunter who's wanting to knock off all these different guys because he's this anti-hero, so to speak, but also he's trying to kill all these other guys. He's got this big old list. And we have all these characters that they're introducing. They have this small little role in the movie, and you don't give a damn about them. And at the same time, it just feels like all the people that he's checking off this list, it's like we don't really know them anyway, and why should we even care? And even when he fights anybody and kills them, it's super quick. There's a little bit of blood, and I guess I thought that was really cool, but to me, it's just a quick little action scene each time he does this and kills somebody off, and that's all we really get. I also forgot to mention that in the beginning of the movie, when they're showing the flashback of Kraven, so he gets mortally wounded by this lion, and you have this little girl played by Ariana DeBose in her younger self. She helps him out because she's got this tarot card and she's got this potion, this voodoo potion that helps him heal, and he gets these powers after getting bitten by this lion. And also in the movie, because this movie is completely overstuffed with so many different characters, you have these other people that are going after Kraven as well, despite Rhino as well being a villain. You have these other two assassins that are going after Kraven as well. And even them, their characters, I mean, they're pretty generic. And I don't know, I feel like this movie has so much going on, yet at the same time, it's not interesting. You don't care about the characters. I mean, I think Madam Web is better than this, mainly because at least you get to look at some decent looking ladies like a Sydney Sweeney. And at least with that, there is a little bit more plot that feels a little bit more coherent. And I didn't feel like that movie had pacing issues. And I could at least laugh with that one. This one, I can't even laugh. I just felt like throughout, because the movie was shot so bad, the movie was edited so bad, and just scenes and things just didn't matter. And there was just so much stuff just thrown out the wall. It feels like they just wanted to think that they were making this really cool movie that was rated R, but just giving us so much stuff at the same time. I mean, it was just absolutely awful. I'm sorry. This definitely tested my patience. I can't give a score of this movie past a 1. It's definitely a 1 out of 5. I feel bad giving it that kind of a score, but at the same time, like, this movie, it's just not a movie that I could ever sit down and watch again. I'm sorry, but I would rather watch Morbius again. I would rather watch Madam Web again. I would rather watch anything else, honestly. It really is a really bad movie, and some people may think that I'm over-exaggerating, but I'm sorry. This movie just didn't do it for me at all. It was absolutely horrible. So 1 out of 5 is what I'm giving this. What did you guys think about this movie? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Did you just think it was kind of meh? Definitely let me know down in the comments. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.